how will a person get profit? How do you calculate profit? How do you calculate profit?
Measure of project and
There is something known as selling price minus cost price is equal to profit. It is not. It's simple. Just even our children in primary school also know how to calculate profit. So the most important part here is the selling price and the cost price. And every businessman likes to increase his profit. Is it not? Every year he wants his profit to grow. So if he wants to increase his profit, what are the options available to him? What are the options available to him if you want to increase his profit?
new venture start.
What he can do here?
New venture start.
Huh?
New venture.
No. If got an existing business, he wants to make more profit. Suppose you are making this bag, you want more profit, what will you do?
Cost cutting.
Huh?
Cost cutting.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can increase your selling price or you can bring down your. Is there any other option? If you want more profit means you have to do something. Selling price you have to increase or somehow you have to see that you reduce your cost price. Is it not? Is there any other option for you?
The product is demand.
So that will come to it later. But the option that is available to you is this, is it not? And whether you can increase selling price whenever you want. Suppose you are making this bag. Can you increase the selling price whenever you want? Whether LAR will buy from you, we buy in bulk quantities. Every year we buy around 2,000 bags. Suppose tomorrow you increase the bag by 10 rupees. You think we will buy from you? Then what will we do? In LAR, what we will do? You increase the price by 10 rupees. What we will do in order to save that amount? We will go to some other dealer who is going to give us for a lesser sum or what you are giving earlier, is it not? So increasing the selling price is not a feasible idea. Okay. The only thing is what is under your control is that and try to reduce the cost price. Try to reduce the cost price as much as possible. Unless the market situation demands that you increase the selling price, till then you have to make more profits by trying to concentrate on your costing. Okay, so that is what we are going to see. Today we are going to see both the aspects. How to do the costing and reduce the price of any item, and also what are the methods to increase the selling price of the product. You should have some strategy, is it not? Simply just like that you cannot increase the price of the product. Okay? Yeah. Now we are going to see what is costing, why costing is important, and our trainees should understand some basic terminologies related to costing, such as what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure, and under revenue expenditure, what is direct cost, what is indirect cost, what is fixed cost, what is variable cost, and finally they should know what is break-even, depreciation and break-even. Okay, so these are the things that they are going to see now costing exercise. All of you know what is break-even?
Yeah.
What is break-even?
No loss, no profit.
Why it is important?
अगर किसी एंटरप्रेन्योर को चाहिए कि उसे प्रॉफिट हो, then we should know break even.
That's all.
अगर ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट से उसका सेलिंग या एमआरपी कम होता है, that we will be low.
Okay, good. See, that's the one. So he should know, any person who wants to make profit should know the point at which he will be able to recover his cost and only then make profit. But how do you make? How do you calculate the break-even point? That is important. Is it not?
Yes.
Sorry. So these are the things that we are going to see in our costing exercise. Okay. Yeah. One second. Tisha, go up till and go. Agad din. Till we get one. Yeah. So now, why do we need to understand what is costing and know what is the pricing techniques? Okay. Why we need to understand? As I told you, it is just to make profit. So costing, as per the book definition, it is very simple. Costing is a process of recognizing the cost of a product, service, or activity into the different stages of production. Now just imagine, you are an entrepreneur and you are making this bag. So how will you make this bag? Can anybody tell me the process? How you can manufacture this bag? How you are going to make this bag? I want it to be interactive, otherwise you will go to sleep.
Raw material करके और
So you are aware. So you have to procure raw material, then it has to undergo a process. Somebody has to stitch it. Is it not according to the design that the customer gives? Then somebody should stitch it. Then there are many other things in the bag that is required. The soft cloth inside, the partitions, and then you will have to put the zip and other things. Then do a quality check. Is it not? See, after it undergoes this process only, it becomes a finished product. And at every stage, what will happen is there is a all of you won't have Gino? Or 12:15 is okay.
12 is okay, sir.
12:15 is okay? Yes, but here. 12 o'clock. Otherwise, in between, you go, come back again, and have to start again. This is really time consuming, that's all. Right? Try to save some time. Okay, so this, as I told you, it undergoes a process right from the raw material till it becomes a finished good. And at every stage, there is an increase in the expenditure. Is it not? You have to pay salaries, wages or something. Power, all those expenditure, it keeps adding up, and finally, when it becomes a finished product, from the position of the raw material till the finished product, all the costs will have to be added to that. And you should be able to pinpoint how much exactly the cost of one bag. Only then you will be able to fix the selling price. Is it not? Without that accounting, how you know what is the cost? What should be the selling price? It will be difficult for you. So costing is very important. Okay. Incurred at different stages of production. So this small example usually we give it for our trainees so that your trainees will be able to understand much better the importance of costing. Give them some small examples. Okay. Here look at this example. Coconut farmer in Karnataka purchases coconuts at rupees 15 per unit and sells them to a wholesale trader in Mumbai for rupees 20 per unit. It's a simple arithmetic problem. And a student is asked to calculate the cost. If you ask your trainees, tell me how much profit you are getting. So immediately what they will tell? They will say for every 5 rupees means at 10,000 coconuts you are getting 50,000 rupees profit. But whether he is really getting 50,000 rupees profit? He will not get, because there are certain costs involved. Simply just like that coconut will not come into his go down and immediately it will not just go to Mumbai like that. Is it not? So there are sort of other costs are involved. Is it not? Now he wants a profit of 50,000. He thinks by fixing the selling price at 20 rupees he is getting 50,000 rupees profit. But whether he is really getting 50,000, that we will see. Now look at this. He buys from small farmers. Okay? He may meet, to buy this 10,000 coconuts, he may have to meet about 500 farmers. He buys small quantities from them, pays them in cash, transports them to his godown in a particular place. Okay, for that also transportation is needed. Then, from Karnataka to Mumbai, he has to send it by a lorry or any other mode of transport. In the process, there are loading and unloading charges. You are required to pay toll fee, insurance, and then bank interest. Because he has paid cash to the small farmers and his sold it from Mumbai, he might give the payment after 6 or 8 months. So in the process, what will happen is his funds are locked. He might have taken a loan from the bank, and for that he has to pay bank interest, and finally there could be some wastage of the produce. About 10% wastage, or that the person will not pay, he will deduct. Then finally, now what is the profit he is getting? He is getting only 17,000 rupees profit. He wanted 50,000, but he is getting only 17,000. Why it has happened like that? Why he is getting only 17,000? Because he has not done the correct calculation. Had he done anticipated all this, then he would have fixed the selling price at 23 or 24. Is it not? He would not fix at 20. So, in order to maximize profit, you should be able to do the costing exercise correctly. So, whether this is clear, why costing is important?
Yes.
If you want to maximize your profit, your costing should be proper. Okay. Yeah. So the objective, as I told you, is to know the, and with the help of that only you can fix the correct price. Without knowing the cost, how will you fix the selling price? So in order to fix the correct selling price, and it will help you to take some management decisions. It will help you to take some management decisions and know whether you are making any profit or loss. So these are the objectives for which we are doing this costing exercise. Okay. One is to fix the correct selling price, and secondly, know whether you are making profit or not. And the third one is you should be able to take some management decisions based on the cost of the input. Suddenly here, the cost of one material goes up, or the cost of electricity goes up. You should be able to offset that in some other way. Is it not? So in order to help you to take correct business decisions, costing is very, very important. So now we are going to see, now all of you understood why costing is important? To fix the correct selling price, to take correct management decisions, and to know whether you are making profit or not. Next we will see some important terminologies relating to costing. Some 3 or 4. What is capital expenditure? What is revenue expenditure? Because your trainees will not know all that. Whether your trainee will know what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure, it will be difficult for him. You will have to tell him in a way he is able to understand. Now we are going to see what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure, what is depreciation, and what are direct, indirect costs and fixed and variable costs. Okay. So what's capital expenditure? Money spent by an organization to acquire fixed assets. Okay, that's all, is it not? See, any business, it requires some assets, and is it not? And some expenditure for day-to-day running of the business. There are only 2 types: capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure, some assets you are creating, and revenue expenditure is required to run those assets. That's all. Okay. So you can tell your trainees in a simple way that he is able to understand. Give him some small examples. A Xerox machine shop. You ask him what's the capital expenditure in Xerox machine. The Xerox machine is a capital expenditure, and all other expenditures such as the rent, the salary that he is paying there, the paper, or the loaner, whatever is there, all those come under. So to give you some small example, you will be able to understand. Okay. So capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. So whether this is clear? Yes. Now we are coming to classification of revenue expenditure. All of us know what is capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is further subclassified, okay, into different heads. We are just going to study 4. There are a lot of subheads, but we are just going to study just 4. What is direct cost? What is indirect cost? What is fixed cost? And what is variable? Okay. So direct cost is nothing but is the material labor expenditure associated with producing the product. Suppose you want to make a bag. So what are the important things to make this bag? These are raw material, the cloth inside, the zip, and then you are going to give them some labor. So these are form of what you call, it is directly associated with the product. But there are other expenditure which are not directly associated with the product, such as rent. Rent is not a part of the bag, but still you need to incur rent. Is it not? Telephone expenditure, it is not a part of your bag. But still you need to have a telephone for your office. Without telephone, how will you communicate? Is it not?
Electricity bill.
So like that, there are expenditure, two types, one which goes directly into the product, and the other expenditure are required for maintenance purposes. Okay? Or office expenditure, all those things come under the indirect expenditure. Why we need this classification is we should understand the direct cost is nothing but it's an activity which contributes to the profit. See, making this bag will give you profit, is it not? And out of that profit you are spending for other expenditure, such as telephone and other things. So they should, the proportion between that expenditure, it should be reasonable. You are making 100 rupees from this bag and telephone expenditure 2000 rupees you are spending. What will happen is from the profit you are spending. So in order to have a correct relationship between what exactly is giving you profit and what is the expenditure that is taking away your profit, you need to have this classification of direct and indirect. Okay. Next comes, I give you some examples here. I want you to just tell me what is direct and what is indirect in this. Salary to worker, whether it is direct or indirect? No, salary to worker means he is engaged in making the bag directly. His work is associated with making this product. So it's a direct expenditure. Right? It is indirect, it is not coming to the product. Okay, but still you have to pay rent. And insurance?
Indirect.
It is indirect. Raw material?
Direct.
It's direct. Fuel used in manufacturing? That's also direct. Work in progress? Work in progress means from the stage it becomes, from the raw material stage till it becomes a finished product, that process is not the work in progress. So it is a part of the manufacturing. So it's a direct expenditure. Telephone expenditure? Indirect expenditure. Taxes? Indirect. Other manufacturing expenses? Direct. When I say manufacturing, it forms a part of the product. And selling and distribution expenses? Indirect. So that is why if you look at the profit and loss account, trading and profit and loss account, there are two items in the trading and profit loss. Have you observed? There is something known as the gross profit and something known as the net profit. What is the gross profit and net profit? The gross profit is nothing but the profit that you earn from your operations. Okay? Whereas net profit, in addition to that, what do you call the gross profit, whatever is there, the expenditure towards administration, other indirect expenditure, if you deduct, you get the net profit. So you should study the relationship. How much is the gross profit and to what extent the gross profit has come down to the level of net profit. You should study the expenditure and you should be reasonable. That is why we are having this breakdown. To understand this, there is something known as gross profit and net profit. Yeah, next. Fixed cost and variable cost. What is fixed cost? Fixed cost is nothing but it will not vary with the level of production. It will remain constant. But whereas variable cost will vary with the level of production. Okay? It is like that. Suppose I want to make one shirt. I require to make one shirt 2 meters of cloth. If I have to stitch 100 shirts, how many meters of cloth I require? I require 200. If I want to stitch 200, I require 400 meters of cloth. Is it not? So it will vary. If I want to stitch more, I have to buy more raw materials. But look at rent. If suppose I stitch 500 shirts also, the rent that I pay will be the same. Is it not? It's just like, I give you an example like people coming to your house. Both of you, husband and wife are there. You are paying a rent of 5,000 rupees and groceries 5,000 rupees. If somebody comes to your house, what will happen to your rental expenditure? Whether it will go up? No. Just because 2 more people have come? It will remain same 5,000. But whereas your food expenditure will go proportionately with the number of guests you have got. So that is a variable expenditure. Okay. So this why this is important, I will tell you later. Why fixed cost and variable cost is important for our entrepreneurs. They will have to know what these are all important terminologies. They have to know about it. Okay. And don't think they cannot learn all this. They can easily learn, provided you teach them in the right way. Now all of you, I have to say, I tell you my experience. I go early in the morning for a walk. I buy vegetables from various vendors there. They will be having 50 types of vegetables. You ask them the price of any vegetable, immediately that lady will tell. The price of this is 34 rupees per kg, 44 rupees per kg. You just take so much and put it in the weighing scale. It comes to 1350 grams. Can you calculate if it is 34 rupees? Can anybody tell me the rate immediately? The rate per kg is 34 rupees for vegetable. I pick it and put it in the digital scale. It is 1350 grams. Can you tell me how much it is? Can anybody calculate just like that? We need a calculator. Being in a bank and having done our post graduation, we need a calculator. Is it not? But that lady will tell you immediately how much it is. She has not studied anything. How is it possible? It comes out of experience. Is it not? Today all of you have heard about Gautam Adani. Is it not? What is his education qualification? He is hardly SLC, but he is one of the richest man in India. He is building airports. Is it not? Harbors. Look at this one. So it is, people can learn. So you will have to teach them that they can understand. Okay. So fixed and variable cost, whether it is clear, fixed cost will not change, variable cost will change. So some examples of fixed and variable cost. This will not change for a given period. Rent will not change, insurance will not change, salaries will not change for a given period. Whereas this is proportionately, it will change according to the level of production. The more you produce, the more expenditure it will be. When you want to produce less, when there are no orders, then this will automatically come down. So, whether you are incurring this or not, you will have to incur this always, whether production is there or not. Just now I gave you the example of rent. If two more people come, you don't pay extra rent, is it not? Similarly, if you go out of station, can you tell your owner that I will not pay rent for this month because I was not in the house? Can anybody tell? So it is like that. This fixed cost is like that. Whether production takes place or not, you have to incur this cost. Okay. Yeah. So what is depreciation? The decrease in the value of asset over a period of time. You buy a vehicle today, next year what will be the value of the vehicle? It will come down by 20% or 25%. So over a period of 5 years, the value of the vehicle will become zero. So the extent it is coming down every year, that is 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, it is nothing but an expenditure for you. Because the value of an asset, once it comes down, it is an expenditure for you. Okay? So that is depreciation. So these are the terminologies our people should understand. Now look at this graphical presentation of variable cost. As the activity level goes up, the cost is also going up. This is an example of variable cost. Whereas fixed cost, even though the level of the activity is going up, this will remain constant. It will not go for a particular period of time. Now this table, this table is designed to tell you what is direct cost and indirect cost and what will be the effect of direct and indirect cost with the increase in production. Okay, now look at this. Now all of you know what is variable cost?
Yeah.
It will change with the level of production. Okay, that's what you understand. Fixed cost, it will not change. Whether you produce 500 units or 1000 units, it will not change for a given period. This is all you have to understand. Now we will see what exactly is that. Okay. What is variable cost? What is fixed cost? You know. Both put together is known as the total production cost. Fixed cost and variable cost. Total production cost divided by number of units produced will give you the cost per. Now in this example, the variable cost is 3,500. Fixed cost is 1,500. Both put together, the total production cost is 5,000. Number of units produced is 500. So naturally the cost per unit is 10. Okay, now observe this. If suppose I want to, there are some orders, instead of 500, I want to produce 1,000 units. How many? 1,000 units. What will happen to this? If I produce 1,000 units, what will happen to the variable cost? Whether it will change or not? How much it will become?
7.
Proportionately it will increase. Instead of 500, this has to be 1000. This will become 7000. And fixed cost, whether it will change or not, it will not change. Is it not? It will remain constant. Depreciation rate and all will not change. Whereas these will change. Labor, raw materials all will change. Now tell me, what is the total cost of production? What is the total cost of production now? 8,500. Number of units produced? 1,000. So what is the cost per unit? So this is how you can bring down the cost of production per unit. When you produce more, when you are selling more, what will happen is the fixed cost will remain constant, whereas only your variable cost will increase. So naturally, the cost per unit will come down from 10 rupees to 8 rupees and 50 paise. So if you are selling at 11 rupees, earlier you are getting 1 rupee profit, now you will get 2 rupees and 50 paise. So this is the advantage. With the increase in the level of production, how you are getting more profit is because the fixed cost will remain the same and only variable cost will change. So this technique, when you increase the volume of production, you will get more profit. And you can reduce the price also. Earlier if you are selling at 11, in order to beat the competition, you can sell it at 10 rupees or even 9 rupees and to beat the competition. What is clear? So in order to know this, you should know what is variable cost and fixed cost. So that's the importance of it. That's the reason I told you, our daily should know what is variable cost and what is fixed cost. Yeah. Next is break even. This is very, very important for any business. Okay, not only for business, even for salaried class also, we should know our break even point. How much is our expenditure and how much is our income? Is it not? Somewhere you have to save. From which point you will save? When your expenditure and income match, beyond that, whatever your income is getting, you are going to save. There is no point in working in any organization where your income is less than your expenditure. What will happen? You will have to take it from your home, is it not? Whether they will give from your home. So, break-even point, why it is important? Means you should know the level of business you have to achieve. If suppose you have invested 20 lakhs in a garment unit, you should know how much business you have to do every month. It may be 30,000, it may be 50,000 sales, or it may be 1 lakh sales. But you will not know whether you are making profit or not. If at all you want to know whether you are making profit or not, you should know this important point. How much sales I have to do every month to recover my cost. Once you know that, sales beyond that point is your profit. So anything less than that, there is a loss. So how do you know that point? That is the question. How to calculate that point? Whether you are reaching break even or you are less than break even or you are more than break even, how will you know? For that, there is a formula. And for that, you should know what is fixed cost and what is variable. All of you know what is fixed cost and variable cost? Variable cost will vary with the level of production. Fixed cost will remain constant. Okay. So this small example I am going to give you. Okay. And other than my previous trainees, anybody who solves this will get a chocolate. Right? I will go through this. Aruna has started a cupcake business. The expenditure estimated by her is as follows. Fixed cost and variable cost I have already given. 10,000 rupees is the fixed cost. Fixed cost will not change, I tell you. It will remain constant whether there is production or not. But you have to incur this expenditure. Okay. And variable cost, to make one cupcake, she needs chocolate, nuts and ingredients of rupees 25. The selling price of one cupcake is 45. Now kindly calculate and tell me what should be her monthly sales. That is the break even. How much minimum she has to sell to recover her cost. So whoever answers this will get a chocolate after the class. Okay? Kindly try. This is a very small arithmetic problem. Just 1 minute time. Understood the concept? There's only one product. To make one cupcake, how much he has to use? What is the expenditure? 25. If she sells one cupcake, how much is getting? 45. Then what is the break even? That you have to find out.
35, 22.
Break even. How many units she has to sell every month? How many units she has to sell every month to recover her cost? Anybody? Right?
500 units, sir, I think.
How did you get?
25 minus 45 to 25, 20 rupees.
Okay.
And 10,000 the 500 unit अगर वो बेचेगी तब जाके उसका जो है-
Excellent. Excellent. No, you deserve something. Give a round of applause. Excellent. That's how it's simply calculated. By selling one cupcake, she is getting a surplus of 20 rupees. And how many 20s she has to recover to what you call cover this fixed cost?
20 divided by.
So if she sells 500 cupcakes, she can recover her fixed cost also. That is all. It's all simple. Okay? One cupcake will give a surplus of 20 rupees, and if she sells 500 cupcakes, 10,000 divided by 20 will give you 500. So minimum she has to sell 500 cupcakes if she has to recover her cost. So anything above 500 is a profit. Anything less than 500? Now she knows. How she has come to know what is break-even point? By knowing what is fixed cost and purchase. So this is very, very important for calculation of break-even. Okay. So without knowledge of this break-even point, Aruna will not know, even if she is selling 200 cupcakes also, she will think she is making some profit. But once she does this exercise, segregating the fixed cost and variable cost, then it is easy to calculate the break-even point. Is it clear? So what are the three things required to calculate break-even point? One is fixed cost, one is the variable cost per unit, and one is the selling price per unit. If you have these three things, you can calculate break-even. So now I have understood the concept of break-even, why it is important. After doing this only, you will know the level of business you have to achieve every month. Now Aruna knows. So every month her target will be 800, 1000 or 1000. It will be more than the break-even. So that's the importance of. Good. Abhishek Kumar Dubey, you deserve a chocolate. Okay. For the time we have this. What is available actually? So this formula is very, very important. Fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost. So it gives 500. So shall we move forward? So this is all about costing. Okay. So costing, what we have learned now? What is costing? Why costing is important? Costing is important to fix the correct selling price, to take correct business decisions, and to know whether you are making profit. Then we have seen some important terms related to costing. What is capital expenditure? What is revenue expenditure? And what is depreciation? Under revenue expenditure, the categories we have studied are what is direct cost, what is indirect cost, what is fixed cost, and what is variable. And then we have seen break-even. Why break-even is important and how to calculate. What are the things required to calculate break-even? Fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable. So this much you will have to know about cost. Here, other morning first session itself, arithmetic, some people may not like. Okay, shall we go forward? That's all about costing. Now we'll see what is pricing. Okay, just like how costing is important, pricing is also very important for any business. How to fix the price of your product is very important. Just like that, you cannot fix the price. You have to use some strategies to fix the price of the product. Okay, and there should be aggressive marketing. Just like that, if you fix a low price, also people will not come. they will think that you are selling some inferior goods, quality is not good. So you will have to fix a reasonable price so that you make profit, at the same time you are able to market your goods. So you require some strategy, is it not? Some important strategies relating to pricing, we'll see for the next 15 minutes. Okay. So these are some of the important strategies. Premium pricing. Some products command a premium in the market. Why? It's not. Now, some products,
Brand name.
and over a period of time they would have established that brand. Is it not? Why means it's something unique. In the suddenly tomorrow there's an advertisement, iPhone, new version released, 1 lakh for the first 100 customers. Have you seen full page
Yes.
advertisement? So there's something unique about that product. Immediately people will go and buy. So premium pricing strategy is there should be something unique about the product. Something special, not like other product, and it should have a distinct competitive advantage. Okay, just like smart TVs, when it first came into the market, it was new. Nobody thought we'll get TVs like that. Computers, when it came, people were astonished. It is not like a laptop. So when it came into the market, they were commanding a price of 2 lakhs and all. Now we can get it even for a smart TV is available even for 20,000 rupees. A laptop for 30 to 40,000 rupees easily get it now. So something unique about that product, it will command a premium. Okay. Some examples I'll give you. The Rolex watch or this Louis Vuitton bags. Okay. This command a premium, is it not? It's upward of 10-15 lakh these bags, which we cannot normally afford. Can we afford? In our lifetime, we will not be earning so much. But there are people who buy this for 15-20 lakhs. And these watches will cost upwards of 50 lakhs. All of you watch Big Boss, Salman Khan. You know his watch, the price of the watch that he wears is upward of 1 crore. That people like us can buy. We are astonished how people will get so much of money. And that Ambani's marriage, his son's marriage, Anand Ambani's marriage, all the guests were given on wristwatch costing more than 2 crores. Whether they will invite us for such marriages? So, there are some products which command a premium. So, this is for the elite people. Okay? The premium pricing. Penetration pricing is nothing but in order to capture the market initially, to give a very low price for it at free, just like our Jio. Is it not? What will happen is Jio initially they offered for free SIM for 6 months. All of us went and bought Jio, and after 1 year or something they raised the price. So whatever he lost in the first year, he made up in the second year. But for the first year to incur that loss, he had enough money. Ambani had enough money. That is why he could withstand. And second year, whatever he lost in the first year, in addition to that, he made money. So, example of penetration pricing. Start at a very low level, then slowly increase the price. So next is price skimming. This is the reverse of penetration pricing. First fix a very high price for the product and then slowly bring it down. Just like the smart TV I told you. No? What like the iPhone? First it will start very high, 1 lakh. After 6 months, you will see the same phone will be available for 30,000. This is an example of price skimming. What they do is, the craze will be there, just like a movie from Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. 3 days is
Your-
1,000.
Your Pushpa 2 had come.
Yes.
Okay, who is the hero? I forgot his
Allu
name.
Arjun.
Allu Arjun. He came to the theatre on the first day. There was a stampede about so many people died there, is it not? What are the craze for that movie? You tell me. They could have seen the same movie after 15 days. But human beings, they have what they want it on the first day itself. So that's how. So there are some prices wherein initially you are prepared to pay huge amount. A black ticket 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees. So many people pay and go. Is it not? So it's price skimming is also like that. So different stages of this price skimming, and finally there will be a decline phase. Maruti 800 it came in 1985. It was commanding such a huge premium because we never had Indians seen such a beautiful small car. Now, is anybody selling Maruti 800? No, nobody is selling. Because it is a decline phase, you will not get spares. If something goes wrong with the vehicle, there are no spares for that. Is it not? So it is like that. Economic pricing. All of us buy from Big Basket, Amazon, is it not? Flipkart, Blinkit. Why they call it Blinkit, Blinkit. What is the meaning of the blink? Just close your eyes for a second and the product is delivered to your house. It's not called Blinkit. No, sir. Within 10 minutes they deliver. And Big Basket and all, they give you what is lesser than MRP. How they give lesser than MRP? MRP is there, but they give lesser than MRP. You buy anything from Amazon, Big Basket, you get less price. How they do it? The strategy they adopt is they buy in bulk from the vendors at a huge discount. When they buy in bulk, they get huge discount. There are no middlemen. There are no flashy showrooms. They store it in some godown, use courier and supply it. They are saving so much on the rent and other things. And a part of that profit, they are sharing with the customers. That is how this strategy works. Okay. There are many things like that. They do not have an office, but still they do very good business. Oyo rooms, they have got an office. Make my trip. All those things, they operate like that. Everything, on the system itself they operate. They don't own any office at all. So this system is a different pricing strategy. Psychological pricing, all of us know about it. Buy one, get one free. What will you do? You will immediately rush, is it not? You will immediately rush when we see that advertisement. Prices slash. Buy one and get two. All this, it's all become. They don't give you. They reduce that. They increase the price and give you a huge discount. They will not forego the profit. Okay, but what will happen is the customers are attracted. Immediately they feel that they should go and buy that product. Is it not? It is psychological pricing. This is an example of psychological pricing. Fair and Lovely, for years it was there, Fair and Lovely. Then many of our male colleagues, they were crying. Why only for females? Why not? Males also become fair. Then they introduced fair and look at this advertisement. Psychologically, how you were before, and after applying this cream, how you will become into 3 weeks. So whether it's not catchy, so any person who likes to change his complexion will immediately buy this product. But why I showed this product was, one person, even after applying for 6 months, his color did not change. So we filed a case in the consumer court that this advertisement is misleading. Finally, the 15 lakh penalty was levied on this company. 15 lakhs by the consumer. So that's why I showed this advertisement. Now, how many of you want this Fair and Lovely? Is it fair and handsome? Okay. So dynamic pricing is, depends upon the demand and supply of the product. Okay? More the demand, the price will go. Just like our airline tickets or anything like that. If you book 6 months in advance, when the date of journey is near, the rates will be very, very high. So it all depends upon the demand and supply. Predatory pricing is to become a monopoly. You don't want any competitors. Then what you do is, you buy that company or you fix a lower price so that the customer, the other company will close the shop. So this is strategy. Predatory pricing. That is how Geo and all they adopted. So many other companies they went into idea under it up. Is it not? It is because of this strategy. And bundle pricing, selling 2 or more. If you buy 1, you will have to pay more price. If you buy 3 or 5, then you will be paying less. You have to buy a bundle. So this pricing, what happens? Their sales will increase. Okay, and a part of the profit they are passing it on. Okay, bundle pricing, all of us do it. Whether it is socks or what you call your soap, your paste in bundle of 3 or 5, it's not. You get at a very cheap price. Our mind tells us that I am saving on this. So let me buy 5. This is an example of psychological pricing. You go to any theaters, all of you are very fond of this pizzas and other things, is it not? They are junk food. Okay, but your children will like this very much. You buy individually, you have to pay more. But he will give you a combo offer. All the three will keep in a nice plate and give you. You will not be able to eat so much, but he will give you a reduced price. This is an example of bundle price. So there are cases where hourly pricing is also there for consultants and freelancers. So finally, how to price your product? What is the important thing you have to consider when pricing the product is? You will have to know which type of customer you are going to deal with. Okay. Now, when you say coffee, a small hotel also sells coffee. Starbucks also sells coffee. But there in Starbucks, the type of customers they are going to deal with. Each cup of coffee will cost you upwards of 300 rupees. You can spend time there over a cup of coffee. Is it not? But there the customers are different. Coffee day, all those things. Okay. So you have to look into the type of customers you are going to deal with to fix the price of the product. Know your cost. How will you know your cost? By doing the costing exercise correctly. Once you know your cost, only then you will be able to fix the selling price. And you should know who are all your competitors in the market. Who are all the competitors in the market and what is the rate they are charging. Anything more than the competitors, if you charge, people will go to them. Anything less, you may incur a loss. Okay. And finally, the price sensitivity of the customer. Some people are very sensitive to changes in price. If you increase the price, they will go to a different. But some people are loyal. If you buy only Peter England shirts, or if you are accustomed to buy only Adidas shoes, okay, even if the price of that shoes goes up, you will still buy that. You will still buy Peter England or Vivaldi, something like that. But there are some people who limit the shift. Price of Colgate toothpaste goes up, they will go to Tanka or whatever it is. So, what are the important things you have to consider for fixing the price of a product is know your cost, know your customer, know your competitors, and finally the price sensitivity of the. Okay. So, some strategies are given. Only one simple exercise we will do. Okay, to know the what is break-even point, how to calculate. Because in your exam they may ask you a question on this. Okay, only one simple problem. All of you know what are the three things required to calculate break-even? Three things just now I told you. One is the fixed cost. Second is the selling price of a product. Third is the variable cost of a product. Okay. So here I give all the three. Selling price of a product is 100. Variable cost is 60. Fixed cost is 1 lakh. All the three has given. Based on this, what is contribution per unit is by selling 1 unit, how much extra you are getting. So in this case, by selling 1 unit, how much you are getting? Contribution per unit. By selling 1 unit, how much you are getting? Selling price is 60. Variable cost is 40. So if you sell 1 unit, you are getting a surplus of 40 rupees. That is 100 minus 60.
2,000.
So break-even point will be then 2,500. So minimum sale should be 2,500. It can be expressed in units or it can be expressed in amount also. Amount in sales. 2,500 units into 100 will give you 2,50,000 rupees. Both in units as well as in amount. So this is easy to calculate, is it not? 1 unit, how much you are getting extra? And that should go towards coverage of the fixed cost. That's the break. Okay. And here, one more thing you have to understand is, same thing, what will happen, the variable cost decreases to rupees 50. Now, the variable cost is 60. Instead of 60, this becomes, you are able to reduce the cost to 50.
Okay.
Then what will happen to the contribution per unit? Earlier it was 40, now it will become
50.
your contribution per unit has increased. That means each unit is contributing more when you reduce the price. Then what will happen to the break-even unit?
2,000.
It will become 2,000. Is it not? Earlier it was 2,500. Just by reducing the cost by 10 rupees, you are able to bring down the break-even to 2,000 from 2,500. See, that's an achievement. Anything above 2,000 is a profit. Earlier it was not like that. Any sales above 2,500 was a profit. Now we have been able to bring down the break even to 2,000. So that is the effect of reducing the cost. Okay, and next is, what is this, leave everything alone. This is the same 160, fixed cost will increase to 1,20,000. Then what will happen? Contribution per unit will be the same 40. Break even point, how much it will become? It will become 3,000. Because there is an increase in the fixed cost. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Break even point will decrease if there is a reduction in the fixed cost or the variable cost. Break even point will increase if there is a increase in the fixed cost of the variable. So this is the concept. Okay. So I given you the 3 case studies here. This PPT will be shared with you. Kindly go through that. At least in the exam, I will ask you 2 questions relating to this. Yeah. So now, from your assessment point of view, these are the questions you may get for this costing. Okay. Which among them is not an indirect cost? Now all of you know what is direct and indirect cost. What they are asking is, which among them is not an indirect cost? That means it's a direct cost. So what is the answer here? Salary of the worker is a direct cost. Is it not? Because it goes into making the product. So that's the correct answer. So this will come for assessment. So that's what these questions I am giving. One of the objective of costing and pricing session is to demonstrate the skill of arriving at correct pricing and break-even point of an enterprise, to close down business, to know the demand for a product, to know the number of employees. So this the right answer is A. A is the right answer. So BEP is nothing but break-even point. Different types of costs in costing and pricing mechanism, all will be taken into account. All are the right answer. Functional manufacturing, administrative and selling, fixed and variable, all these are important for the costing purposes. Okay. So all the above is a right answer. Financial management deals with fixed and working capital assessment, personality development, costing, pricing and break-even point. A and C is the right answer. Financial management means immediately it should come to your mind about fixed and working capital assessment and costing and pricing. Now, criteria for determining the price of a product. Just now I told you, if you want to fix the price of a product, what are the factors you have to consider? The actual cost of the item, the price the competitors charge for the same item or a similar one, the sensitivity of the consumers to the price, all the. So just now we have studied, it is all the above is the right answer. Yeah, this is very, very important. Now I told you what will happen if there is an increase in the variable cost or the fixed cost. The break-even point also will go. Similarly, if the variable cost and fixed cost come down, the break-even point will also come down. You have to use that formula and see. Okay. Now, which is not true, they are asking. Break-even point can be lowered by increasing the price of the product. Whether it can, break-even point will come down by increasing the price of the product, whether it is true or not. That you have to tell. What will happen when the selling price of a product increases? What will happen to the contribution? Suppose selling price is 20, variable cost is 12. What is the selling price? 20, variable cost is 12. What is the contribution here? 8 rupees. Suppose here they are given by increasing the price of the product. Suppose selling price becomes 22, variable cost is 12. Then what will be the contribution? It will become 10. So when the contribution is more, naturally, then what do you call it? The divisor is more. So naturally the break-even will come down. Is it not? So that you have to analyze. So this is true. Break-even point can be reduced by lowering the by increasing the price of the product. Next, higher the fixed cost, higher will be the break-even point. Whether it is true or not? As I told you, if the price of fixed cost or variable cost goes up, the break-even also will go up. This is also true. break-even point can be lowered by decreasing the variable cost. So fixed cost or variable cost, if it comes down, break-even will also come down. That is also true. So here then, the larger the difference between unit sale price and variable cost, higher will be the difference between selling price and the variable cost. If it is more, contribution will be more. Then break-even point has to come down. But here they are mentioned higher will be it should be lower the B. So this is the answer. Okay, I have just told you the concept. So we may get 1 or 2 questions from this costing. So and for presentation, you may get a topic like this. Explain fixed capital and working capital. I have given you some points here. Okay, all this will be available in your the link. So one more various components to be considered while costing the production and sale of product. Okay, this also I gave you all the relevant points for you. Just go through this. If you get this question, make a presentation for 4 minutes. So this is one more question about the pricing strategies. So this is about costing exercise. So a brief, quick recap of what we studied today. What is costing? Costing is important. Costing is important to fix the price of the product, to fix the correct price, to know whether you are making profit or not. And third is to take management decisions. And then some important terminology what we have studied is capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, depreciation. And under revenue expenditure, we now know what is direct cost, indirect cost, what is fixed cost, and what is variable. Why fixed cost and variable costs are important? Why we require fixed and variable cost? Without fixed and variable cost, you cannot calculate break-even. And without the knowledge of break-even, you will not know how much sales you will. So that we are seeing fixed cost, variable cost, and what is break-even, why break-even is important, how to calculate break-even, what will be the effect if there is a reduction in the fixed cost or the variable cost, whether the break-even will come down. The increase in the fixed cost or variable cost, the break-even will go on. So this is all different. And then pricing, we have studied some important strategies, okay, about 8 to 9 strategies. And finally, to fix the price of a product, what is important is the cost of the product, the competitors, and then what other things? The customer, the cost, the competition, and price sensitivity of the customer. And I give you some one example of how to calculate. So this is all about costing. Okay, now we'll have a break for tea and come back by 12:20. We'll have a session next on project report. That will be for about 45 minutes. Then I'm just trying to prepare you for the assessment. Okay, I'm trying to cover everything at the same time. Since you know many of the things, so I'm not going into much detail. Okay, have a tea and come back. So kindly maintain your time so that what will happen is those people also will have to go for lunch. There's not a rush. Of costing and pricing exercise. Okay. As RCT faculties, first what you are supposed to do is you have to identify the trainees, tell them about business opportunity identification. He has to select a business, he has to undergo a training, and then once he selects a business, he has to do a market survey. Is it not? So all of you send him for a market survey. Once he does the market survey and he says, okay, my product, I can launch this product. Then next comes costing of that product. Once you do the costing, next comes project report. Because if at all you want to get a bank loan, and if you have to understand the project better, you need to do a project report. Okay. So now we'll have a quick, I'm not just like TTP, it will not be told to you in detail. I'm just going to tell you some important things relating to project report. What it contains, why, what is project report, why project report is important, and what are the important contents of a project report. And one case study I have given you, we'll do a practical case study for a better understanding. Okay. So what's a project report? It's a document which gives a bird's eye view of the business activity. And what does it contain? It contains technical feasibility, economic viability, technicals, financials, and production related aspects. These are the contents of the project report. Okay. Why project report is important? Because it documents each and every aspect of the project. each and every aspect of the project is being documented so that a person who reads the project report will have a clear understanding of it. That is the project report is important. It is important for a banker to know whether the loan that he is going to give, whether it will come back to the bank after getting profits. For the trainee, it is important so that he will understand the project much better. Okay. Yeah. Now in costing, we have seen some terminologies. Similarly, in project report also, there are some important things our trainee should know. Technical feasibility. What is technical feasibility? Technical feasibility is nothing but suppose you want to start a business. You can say it is technically feasible only if everything is available, such as raw material should be available, the skilled manpower should be available, okay, the land and other related infrastructure should be available, and finally there should be a ready market for your product. If all these things are available, then you can say it is technically suitable to do this product. Okay. So just now I told you what is capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. So these things I will not touch upon again. What is working capital cycle? See, revenue expenditure is required to meet the day-to-day expenditure, that is working capital expenditure. What is working capital cycle? All of you know that. From cash you buy raw materials. Raw materials, it undergoes a process known as a work in progress. Then it becomes finished goods. Once it becomes finished goods, then you sell that product. Once again after sales you get back cash. So this is an important cycle. Okay, and managing this cycle is very important. It is just like the flow of human blood in the body. If the blood flow is too fast, it will result in a heart attack. Similarly, if there is no blood flow to the heart also, then also it will result in a heart attack. So working capital has to be managed very well. If you have too much of raw material and if there is no production, you are going to incur loss. You are having a lot of finished goods, sales does not take place. Then where is the money to buy raw material? So that cycle should be very, very smooth. Okay, that's all about working capital cycle. Project cost is nothing but the amount that you require to start a new business or expand an existing one. The amount of capital required to start a new business. Economic viability is nothing but it should generate sufficient profit. If at all you have to be in the business, you have to get good profit. That is economic viability. Backward and forward linkages, all of you might be knowing. Backward and forward linkage is nothing but the support which you get for your production before the production of your product, and after your product is produced, the support that you get. Okay, now for a car manufacturing unit, what is the backward linkage? They require tires, they require steel, they require the electronic chips, they require glass. Is it not? All this form part of the car materials. So these industries will provide the background support for the car manufacturing. Once the car is manufactured, what support they require? It has to be marketed. So there should be retail showrooms, there should be service centers all over the country. Is it not? So that is forwarding. Just understand this. Fixed cost, I will not tell you again. It will not change with the level of production. Variable cost will vary according to the level of production. Depreciation is the reduction in the value of an asset due to its usage. Cost per unit, how will you calculate? Cost per unit, how will you calculate? Variable cost and fixed cost put together is known as the total production cost. Total production cost divided by number of units will give you cost per unit. I showed you that table earlier. Okay. Break-even point. Why break-even point is important? How to calculate break-even point? What are the things required? Formula? Fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Okay. And the importance and all I already told you. Return on investment is nothing but the profit that you are getting back on your capital that you have invested in the business. You have invested 10,000. If you are getting back a profit of 3,000 on that, it is 30% return on investment. So debt service coverage ratio is nothing but the profit available to pay back your installment and interest to the bank. That is known as debt service coverage ratio. So in any business, failing the plan is planning to fail. I will not give you detailed explanation on this, all of you know about it. So, and now we are coming to the project report, exactly what are the important things in a project report. The project report should give full details about, a brief about the product and full information about the proprietor or the person who is going to start. Okay, his experience and everything, what are the training and all he has undergone, and how we can make this business a successful model, all these things is as well in this project report. Okay, and then information about the unit, where the unit is going to be located, where the raw materials are going to be available, whether it's in a nearby place or in a far off place, availability of raw material, transportation, manpower. For some business you may require skilled manpower, for some you may not require skilled manpower, so the type of manpower requirement. And then I will not tell you, any shop for that matter, any business, you require power, you require water, you require communication, such as roads and other things, facilities should be there. Okay. So about that, promoter, about the unit, about the product and the process. You will have to give a full details about the product that you are going to manufacture. Suppose you are going to start a bakery. What are the things that you are going to make in that bakery, the products? And what is the process for making those products? And for making this product, from where the raw material is available, what sort of manpower is required, how we are going to sell the product. All this process of you will have to give, and you will have to tell about what are the machineries that you require to start this project, tools and equipments and machineries. And any business, it will require some statutory clearances, licenses may be required. So what are the types of licenses that you, if you are going to start a hotel, you require some municipal clearances. It's not just like that you cannot start. Medical store, you cannot just start like that. So any business for that matter will have some, what you call, legal requirement which you have to fulfill. And then, what is the market for you, based on your market survey, how you feel that you can market your product considering the competition in that area, that you have to. Suppose you are going to start a beauty parlor unit. In your area of operation there may be 100 units. How we are going to beat that competition, that you have to specify. And then manpower, I told you already. So these are the contents of a project report. You have to talk about all these things. I don't want to go in detail, okay, about manpower requirement, what is there. And finally, after giving all the details, you are going to tell how much loan you require, how much money is required to start this project. Taking into account the expenditure at all the heads. What is the expenditure on land or machinery, building, machinery, furniture. You have to take into account for expenditure for everything, and that expenditure will be your requirement for starting your business. That is known as a project cost. Okay, you may require 10 lakhs to start a bakery, okay, or a big sugarcane unit, sugarcane juice shop in a prime area in a city. You may require more. So you will have to tell your requirement. So once you say that you require 10 lakhs, then you, in the project report, you will have to give the details from where you are going to lead this. Bank will not give you 100%, is it not? How much bank will give you? Maximum 75% of the requirement they may give, provided they are satisfied. So 10 lakhs means how much you expect from the bank and how much is your savings, all those things. And once bank loan is involved, they like to know what will be your yearly sales, what will be your expenditure, what is your profit, and out of that profit, how much you can repay to the bank, the installment and the interest. Because banks are interested in getting back their money. Unless they are satisfied, they will not give a loan. So they should be satisfied that your business will really do well. So these are all about this. So backward and forward linkages I have already told you. So main advantage of a project report is it provides complete information about the business activity. Second is, once the project report is prepared by your trainees, his confidence level will go up. Okay? And he will derive the ability to convince his bankers. That is the advantage of a project. And some important ratios in a project report we are going to see. Such as what's the break-even point. All of you know how to calculate the break-even point. And then net profit ratio. Net profit ratio is important to know. For every 100 rupees sales, how much margin of profit you have got. Return on investment is important to know how much you have invested in the business and how much you are getting back on that. And debt service coverage ratio, the amount of interest and installment you have to pay to the bank, how much is the amount, and what is the profit. Out of your profit only you have to pay to the bank, is it not? So you have to give this detail. Okay. So this questionnaire is relating to your objective type. DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, indicates which of the following. Now I told you what for debt service coverage ratio is used. What is debt service coverage ratio? What is that? Will be the correct answer in this? What is debt service coverage ratio? All of you have been doing project report, is it not?
Number of times surplus available to repay.
Yeah, number of times surplus available to repay installment. Okay, so that is you have to pay out of your profit. So C is the right answer. Working capital cycle is sometimes referred to as, kindly note the answer as circulation capital. In the book it is mentioned. Even operating cycle is also correct, but in our book, circulation capital is. Kindly note that circulation capital is the right answer. And what is the correct sequence of working capital cycle? I told you what is working capital cycle. Is it not? Raw material, goods in progress. So first one is the right answer. What is depreciation? Yeah, reduction in the value of an asset due to wear and tear and due to passage of time. So A is the right answer. A simple business plan. Who has to do in an RCT? It has to be done by the RCT training. Okay, with your help. You have to help him to prepare, because you do everything and give to him, he will not know anything. You will have to tell him what is capital expenditure, what is service, what is project report, what is cost per unit, what is breakdown. Only then he will have a correct understanding. So help him prepare this project. C. So C is the right answer. So while calculating debt service coverage ratio, logic behind adding back depreciation to the profit after tax, this many of you may not be knowing, but I will tell you the answer. Depreciation is a notional expenditure. Hence it is added back. Kindly note the answer as B. Depreciation is a notional expenditure. I told you what is depreciation, you know. There is a reduction in the value of the asset every year. Why it is called notional expenditure means there is no actually you are not paying anybody, but only thing is the value of the asset is coming down. That is why it is called as notional expenditure. Working capital cycle is converting cash into cash, passing through following process. Raw material, all of you know, semi-finished goods, finished goods, sales and receivables. So one is the right answer. And you may get for presentation, you may get a topic like this, explain the utility and advantages of preparing it. So 4 minutes we have to talk on this. I will give you some important points relating to this. Kindly go through this. Because the time at my disposal is limited. What I am supposed to cover for 5 hours, I am just covering within 2 hours. Okay. So what is backward and forward linkages? They may ask you a question in presentation. So for this also I give you some important points. Okay, so this is the theoretical part of the project. So now you know what is project report, what are the contents in a project report, such as full information about the promoter, about the unit, about the manpower requirement, about the product and the process, about the licenses that are required. This is not about marketing arrangements, and you give the total project cost, and from where the money comes, how much is your contribution, how much is the bank's loan, and profitability statement for the period of loan. Every year how much profit you are going to get, what will be your expenditure, and out of the profit how much you are going to repay to the bank. And some important ratios, 4 ratios you have seen. Break-even point ratio, net profit ratio, return on investment ratio, debt service. So this is enough for a small loan of up to 10 to 15 lakhs. Okay, just learn this. Now shall we do this practical case study? All of you have got this case study, is it not? All of you have been given this. Kindly go through that for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes time I will give you. Understand that every business will be like this. It will require capital expenditure, it will require revenue expenditure. 5 minutes I will give you time. Kindly go through it. In fact, you should do this project report. start now. All of you have gone through the case study. So your trainees also should know how to classify an expenditure as capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Okay, now what is capital expenditure? It is nothing but investment in fixed assets. And revenue expenditure is needed to for the expenditure for day-to-day operations and then making the fixed assets work. That's all. Okay. So here this Gurudat is the name of the proprietor. So about the proprietor, I have given you full information about his experience, about his training, okay, and what is his novel idea that is to establish a mobile idli making unit in Bangalore. Okay. Now I have given you the expenditure just to understand the concept. I have given you the particular of expenditure, the amount, and on the right side I have given you three columns: capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, fixed or variable. That is, your daily should understand under which head it comes, whether it comes under capital or whether it comes under revenue. And if it comes under revenue, whether it is fixed cost or a variable cost. What is fixed cost? It will not change, right? You will be getting. Variable cost will change according to the level of production. So this they should understand. Okay. Shall we go on? Yeah. Now tell me, raw materials, 30,000 rupees per month is required for this business. Whether it's capital expenditure, revenue expenditure, revenue. Mark it under revenue. If it is under revenue expenditure, huh? Raw material. Anybody has got any doubt? Raw material. Why this doubt? Only one difference you kindly note that. The difference between fixed asset and other things, fixed asset, it will be as it is throughout the business. Other expenditure, raw material, today you buy, tomorrow it will not be there. Today you buy paper, tomorrow it will not be there. You have to buy a different paper, is it not? For a sugarcane juice shop, whether sugarcane is a raw material, is it not? Whether the same sugarcane you will keep it, the machine will be the same. But the sugarcane, it undergoes a process, it becomes juice, it is sold, it is converted into cash, and with the cash you buy sugarcane again. So that is a process. So that's a raw material. Sugarcane, it's a, but what you call revenue expenditure. Okay, similarly here also, raw material 30,000, it's a revenue expenditure. What are the raw materials required for making the idlis and all that we leave it. It's a revenue expenditure. Now you tell me whether under revenue expenditure, whether it's fixed or variable. It changes with the level of production. Today you are going to make 100, tomorrow you make 200. So it will vary. Okay, so kindly mark it as B there. Or to understand whether it is fixed or variable. So raw material comes under revenue expenditure, and under revenue expenditure it's a variable expenditure. Now tempo vehicle. It's a capital expenditure. So mention it under capital expenditure. No more bifurcation is period. Next, big gas stove. It's a capital expenditure. Mention it under capital expenditure. Idli cookers. It's also a capital expenditure. The composition of it will not change. The cooker will remain with you throughout your business. Vessel. Capital. It's a fixed asset. Okay. Other equipments. Other equipments means this, what you call this grinder and all those things. They are all part of your capital expenditure. So mark it under capital expenditure. Driver cum cook salary. Salary, whether it is any fixed asset is created. It's a revenue expenditure, is it not? There no asset is created. You are paying salary to do the work. So it's a revenue expenditure. Under revenue, whether it is fixed or variable, your salary will not be variable because you have to pay him constantly every month the same salary. Depending on the production, if you fix a salary, he will not come. So you have to make it as fixed salary. Helper salary, revenue expenditure, and also it is fixed. Rent, revenue and fixed. Gas cylinder, revenue and variable. Gas cylinder will vary according to a requirement. You may use 2 gas cylinders or 5 gas cylinders. So variable. Transport, revenue expenditure, and that is also variable. So now, with this, I think you have a better understanding of what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure, and whether it comes under fixed cost or variable cost. What changes and what will not change, that is fixed and variable. That's all. Whether it's clear?
Yes.
Shall we go further? Yeah. Next is he has a savings of rupees 50,000 and his father has assured his support in case of need. That means he is prepared to invest from his savings of 50,000 and his father is also willing to give him some support. He has approached the bank for a term loan for purchase of a vehicle for 2,50,000 and working capital of 50,000. Banks will give two types of loans. One is for purchase of fixed assets, they give term loan. To meet the revenue expenditure, they will give working capital. So I give it separately. Both put together, he wants a loan of 3 lakhs. He is confident of selling 300 idlis every day at rupees 30 and is working for 25 days per month. Depreciation on the fixed assets may be taken at 10% and tax at 5% on the profit may be assumed. The bank term loan is proposed to be cleared in 5 years. That means 5 years time he has taken to clear the loan. And he wants to improve his sales every year by 5%. Kindly guide him in the preparation of a brief project report for submission. So whether this business you have understood is going to start a mobile idli selling unit, and for that he needs some capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. He has conducted a market survey. He is going to make so much of sales every day, and the expenditure that is going to incur by way of raw materials, salary, rent and other things are also given. Based on the information that is given, you will have to put it in a structured manner so that you will know whether this unit will make profit or not. After you put it in a neat manner, you can understand whether this business is successful or not. Okay, that we are going to do. Okay, anybody can come over here and just type this. That we are already typing. Then you come and do the typing here. Come on. Yeah, it is there. Right. So everything is given. Okay, so starting from here. What is the cost of a vehicle there? Tempo? Yeah, 2,50,000. Okay. Yeah. Next is how much is the cost of a stove? 10,000. Kindly guide us. Yeah, 10,000. I think okay, 10,000. Right. Idli cookers. So all those are capital expenditure. Okay. Next, present 50,000. Okay. Next, other equipments 25,000. The total of all that put together is a capital expenditure. Kindly total that one.
4,10,000.
How much?
4,10,000.
4,10,000. So similarly there, working capital required is, you have to come to that column, raw material every month, how much you require? Every month raw material required 30,000. Okay, 1 month requirement I have taken. Okay. Then driver come cook salary, how much it is? 12,000 per month. Okay. Then helper salary? 8,000. Rent? 8,000? Correct? Yeah, rent 8,000. How much is a gas cylinder? 5,000. Transport?
5,000.
5,000. So with this, the total working capital requirement is
68.
how much?
68,000.
68,000. Now see here, the requirement to start this business is capital expenditure of 4,10,000 and working capital of 68,000. Both put together is known as the total project cost. So the total of both is
3,10,000, sir.
how much?
3,10,000, sir. That's one. Capital.
250, 270, 3,85, 3,10,000. Yeah, correct. 3,10,000. 3,10,000 plus 68,000 is 3,78,000. So to start this business, how much you require? 3,78,000 is the amount required to start this business. Kindly mention here. 3,78,000. Any doubt in this first time? So now we have arrived, based on the figures given, how much money we require to start this business? 3,78,000 is the amount needed. Capital expenditure 3,10,000 and 68,000. So we'll go to the next. How we are going to meet this 3,78,000? So from where you are going to get? That we are going to work out here. How much own funds are there? Yeah. How much own funds?
50,000.
50,000. Kindly mark the next 50,000. Then from bank loan 3 lakh. Is it not? 250 plus 50. Bank loan is 3 lakhs. The total should be 3 lakh 78. From 28,000 from where he is going to get now?
Father.
From his father. Is it not? So that you can make it here. Friends and relatives 28,000. So total is 3 lakhs. This should match the amount you require to start the project and from where you are going to get this money. From bank, from your own sources, from your father. Both put together is 3 lakhs. So whether it is clear? Once you know this, next we are going to see the economics of the project. How much income we are going to get, how much expenditure we are going to incur every year. Okay, now come to this. Every year what will be his income? How we are going to calculate? So we are going to calculate the sales. Every day how much is going to sell?
300.
300 idlis. The number of units per year. So 300 how many days is working?
25.
So into 1 year means how many units?
7,500.
How many units per year?
Year. Year.
Per year how much it is? 300 into 25
Into 12.
into 12. That is
90,000.
90,000 units is going to sell every year. So 90,000 is the number of units. At what rate is going to sell?
30 rupees.
13 rupees per unit.
90,000 into
90,000 into 13 will give you the income per
year.
year. Next column you can mention the total. How much you are going to anticipated sales. How much is 90,000 into 13? 11 lakhs? 70,000. Okay, 11 lakhs 70,000 is the income, anticipated income for the year. Now you know how much is going to earn every year with the sales of 300 idlis per day. Similarly, we will work out the expenditure for the entire year. Okay. Now all of you know the working capital requirements already we have worked out. Same thing we are going to work out for a year. But only thing is we are going to classify it under variable cost or fixed cost. Why we require this variable cost and fixed cost? For the purpose of break even. Okay. So now raw material requirement per month how much it is? Per year? 3 lakh 60,000. So it comes under variable cost. Already we know that, is it not? So mentioned under variable cost. Gas cylinder 5,000 rupees per month.
60,000.
It becomes 60,000. That is also variable, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, 60,000. Similarly, transport is also
5,000. 60,000.
that also becomes 60,000. It is also variable. So we have put all the variable expenditure under one head. Okay. So what is the total of variable expenditure? How much it is? 4 lakh 80,000. 4 lakh 80,000 is the yearly variable cost you are going to incur. 4 lakh 80,000. Correct. 360, 420, 480. 480. Similarly, driver come cook salary. How much it is per month?
12,000.
For a year, how much you are going to pay?
1,44,000.
1,44,000. Helper salary, how much it is?
5,000.
How much it is?
8,000.
8,000 per year it is?
60,000.
8,000 into 12 is 96,000. 96,000. Similarly, rent per month it is 8,000. For a year it is 96,000. So now we are. This is also a part of the expenditure. Fixed cost. It will not change for a particular year. Term loan. How much he has taken from the bank? 2,50,000. So interest is 11%. How much is 11% of 2,50,000? 27,500. Okay, 10% is 25,000. 11% is 27,500. Yeah. So working capital also 50,000 he has taken. 11% of 50,000 is 5,500. This is the interest he has to pay to the bank. These two are the interest. 11% of 50,000 is 5,500. That's not. And the depreciation is calculated on the capital expenditure. How much is the capital expenditure you are going to incur? 3 lakhs 10,000. So 10% of 3 lakh 10,000 is 31,000. To that extent, the value of your fixed assets will come down next year. So that is also an expenditure for you. Now find out the fixed cost total. How much it is? 144 plus 96 plus 96. Yeah, kindly somebody work out.
Four lakh.
4 lakh. Yeah, 4 lakh. Correct. 4 lakh. In Word, you can use the formula and do the total. Are you aware?
Sir,
Huh? It is available somewhere there.
Sir, data.
Table layout if you go.
Table layout.
Table layout if you go there, no?
last formula.
Say last formula is there. If you use that, you will get it.
लेकिन सर वो जीरो देना पड़ेगा ब्लैंक में तो होगा टोटल
But then it will not become.
ना
Okay.
ब्लैंक में जीरो देंगे तो टोटल होगा
Okay, right. And your 4 lakhs is the correct total, okay? Now tell me, how many idlis is selling every year? 90,000. He is getting income of 11 lakhs 70,000. His expenditure is nothing but total of fixed cost and variable. How much is that? Total of these two? 8 lakhs and so now we will say next study the total, come next to that. Total production cost we will see. Everything is available, all the figures are available. You have to put it there and see whether you are making profit. Now tell me, total variable cost, it's already worked out. How much it is? 4 lakh 80,000. You already know it. Total fixed cost also you worked out? How much it is? 4 lakhs, is it not? Yeah, total of both put together is known as the total production cost, 8 lakh 80,000. Number of units produced? 90,000. Every year we are going to sell 90,000 units. So 8 lakh 80,000 divided by 90,000 will give you the cost per unit. To produce one unit, what is that cost? How much you are getting? 8 lakh 80,000 divided by 90,000. How much you are getting? 9.3. Okay, we take it as 9.3.
9.7.
Okay, take it as 9.7. 9.7 is nothing but the cost of one idli is 9 rupees and 70 paise. How much you are selling? 13 rupees is the selling price. So the difference is 3 rupees and odd. So every idli that you are selling, you are getting a profit of 3 rupees. Now come to variable cost per unit. Variable cost, how will you calculate? Total variable cost 4 lakh 80 divided by 90,000. Total variable cost is 4 lakh 80 divided by 90,000 will give you the variable cost per unit. And I told you variable cost is important for our break-even point. 5.33. 5.3 you mentioned, that is enough. 5.3. Okay, till now it is clear? Now, the surplus available is, next we are going to see the total income. Yeah, 9.7 is the, yeah, correct. Total income and that we will see now. What is the total income? What is the total income that we have? 11 lakhs? 11 lakhs and 70,000, is it not?
Yes.
It's already worked out, 11 lakhs and 70,000. Similarly, expenditure also you have worked out, 8 lakh 80,000. 8 lakh 80,000 is the expenditure. So gross profit is this minus this. 11 lakh 70 minus 8 lakh 80. How much it is? Two lakh 90,000. So assume tax at 5%. What is 5% of 2 lakh 90? 14,500. That is the tax. So gross profit minus tax will give you net profit. This minus this will give you net profit. What is the net profit? 2 lakh 75 500. 75 500. Now installment towards bank loan. 3 lakhs is the loan. 60,000 rupees every year because 5 years time is given. 60,000 you pay towards the installment of the bank loan. So net surplus is, how much is the net surplus after taking the bank loan also? It is 2,15,500, correct? 215,500. Yeah. So this is surplus, this is the profit that they are getting. Surplus, net profit is 2,75,000. Now you have to analyze it in such a way that you have to work out some ratios. I just told you 4 ratios, that is important. Okay, now come down one. Now just see, 2,75,500 is the net profit. 2,75,500 into 100 divided by total project cost will give you the, this profitability ratio first you work out. Net profit into 100 by total income. It is available, is it not? What is net profit? 2,75,500 into 100 divided by total income. Total income is 11,70,000, is it not? So that is the 11,70,000. Already we have worked out the total sales. That's the income.
23.5.
How much you are getting?
23.5.
23.54. Yeah, 23.54. See this, the meaning of this is, for every 100 rupees sales that you are making, you are getting a profit of 23.54. Okay, it's the meaning of that. Next, same thing, return on investment, you copy 2,75,500 into 100 divided by total project cost. Divided by, what is the total project cost?
830.
No, total project cost. How much you have invested in that business? 3,78,000 is your total investment. So that will give you a return. How much it will give you? 72.88. That means for every 100 rupees that you have invested in this business, you are getting a return of 72 rupees, and whether it's good return or not. For 100 rupee investment, you are getting back 72 rupees in the first year itself. Now coming to debt service coverage ratio, we'll just take the term loan. Net profit 2,75,500 plus depreciation is 31,000 rupees, is it not? It is already worked out, 31,000 rupees. Plus interest on term loan only you take. Interest on term loan is 27,500 divided by installment of term loan 2,50,000 payable for 5 years means 50,000. Okay, 50,000 plus interest on term loan is 27,500. So everything is given here. You have to work out. Now can anybody work out? 2,75,500 plus 31,000 plus 27,500. The total of this should be divided by 77,500. Anybody can work out? How much?
3 lakhs.
No. First you put this total and then divided by this total. That is 77,500.
4.3.
4.3. Yeah, good. 4.3. So this, the meaning of this is, for every 1 rupee loan that you have to repay to the bank, you have got a profit of, not the percentage, you have got 4.3 times more. For every 1 rupee loan that you have to repay to the bank, you have got a profit of 4 rupees and 30 paise. That means you can repay the loan to the bank very easily. Okay. Now coming to the next. So these ratios are important, is it not? I told you one will tell you, the net profit ratio will tell you for every 100 rupees sales, what is your profit. The second ratio, return on investment, will tell you for every 100 rupees that you have invested in the business, how much you are getting back in the first year itself. And the third one, debt service coverage ratio, will tell you for every 1 rupee loan you have to pay to the bank, the profit that you have got is 4 rupees and 30. Okay, now coming to the last one, break-even point. All of you know how to work out. It is simple. Fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. In this case, what is the fixed cost? 4 lakhs, is it not?
Yes.
4 lakhs divided by, what is the selling price per unit? 30. Is it not? Divided by 30 minus variable, that is 5.3. 5, we have only worked out. 13 rupees is the selling price, variable cost is 5.3. So kindly, can anybody work out what is the break even now? Everything is given, formula is given, you have to just calculate, that's all. First you minus this 13 minus 5.3. You get some 7. Then 4 lakhs divided by 10. How much you are getting?
30,000.
50 somewhere around 51. Yeah, this is the break even point. Minimum sales to recover your cost is the break even point. 51,948. But whereas you are selling how many units in a year? 19,000. So you are well above the break even. Similarly, to calculate the volume in rupees, you can mention 51,948 into 13 will give you the break even in amount. Break even in units is 51,948. In amount, you have to multiply it by 30 and mention the 30.
67532.
Yeah. So this should be the minimum sales. 6,75,000 should be your minimum sales, but whereas you have got a sales of 11 lakhs and 70,000, well above the break even. So this is all about the brief project. So what we have covered, what is the project report, what are the contents of a project report, why project report is important, and the importance of these 4 ratios I told you. So this simple steps what we have done, first we calculated the project cost, then you have seen the source of finance, then you worked out the income per annum, the expenditure per annum, the surplus that is available every year, and then the payment of bank dues and other things, and net surplus that is available, and some important ratio, that's all. Okay, so 2 things which have gone very fast, which usually take 5 hours to cover, I've done it in 2 hours, not even 2 hours. Okay, any doubts now? So regarding your assessment also, these topics, questions we have discussed. Okay, so we'll be discussing upon these topics again on Thursday, these questions again. 140 questions we will once again discuss. Any doubts that you can get it. Okay, now I think we'll break for lunch, and what the time Murthy gives, you have to come within that time. How fast you have your lunch, and thank you, thank Lakshmi a lot for coming.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, all my dear colleagues. First of all, it's a pleasure to give you thank on behalf of all of us. Basically, I already attended these classes and I'm fond of them. I thank for giving us or taking us a wonderful session. Though the session was very small, but I think this session was very understandable to all of us. It could reach us. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And have a nice day.
Don't go to rooms. Straight away खाना के लिए जाइए, नहीं तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Within half an hour you have completed VKG, driving up, and 1:45 will be. Okay, it is 1:10. 1:45.
We have no time.